Bills Mafia, it is currently Friday, okay? And I have decided that since I do an NFL stream in the morning at 11 a.m., I have to stop neglecting my Bills Mafia audience. Y'all brought me on, baby. And I have a lot to repay you for always tuning into all my content, whether or not that it's Bill stuff, whatever. So from now on, I'm starting this new series. It's probably going to be at 5:30, like moving forward, but Monday through Friday at 5:30, I'm going to start doing this thing called Bills Mafia Happy Hour. Okay. And it's going to be around a variety of different topics. It's going to be a show where we turn it to the live chat. So to whoever wants to discuss whatever the hell they want to talk about from the Bills, etc. This is going to be your time where we can all just hang out. It's Friday, baby. It's Friday. I know that I was busting my ass today doing a whole bunch of things. And this is my last thing before I call it a weekend. I am very excited. I know that me and my dad are about to go here in about an hour and a half, go grab a couple beers, something to eat. So just want to see what everybody is doing and talk about the Bills. I know that OTAs start on Monday, so I'm very excited about that. I'm hoping to see some good reports on the rookies, how the offense is overall looking at, but we're going to have to see how that all plays out. Mike Green comes in and says, not Bills related, but just seen Jim Brown passed away today. I did see that as well, man. That's absolutely devastating. He was literally one of the greatest running backs of all time, if not the best running back of all time. I mean, guy was legitimately a dog, led the league 8 years in a row for rushing yards. He was an all-pro for 8 years in a row and made the Pro Bowl 9 years of his entire career. He only played 9 years in Cleveland. He was a great man. He was an activist. He was very involved in the Cleveland community and really gave a lot back. He ended up living till about 87 years old. He passed away today. Very sad for his family, very sad for the city of Cleveland. But damn, that man lived life to the fullest. And I wish that I was around. I really wish that I was around to see him play in person because I hear so many great stories of what that dude was able to do. Could you imagine being a running back leading the league 8 years in a row in rushing yards? Absolutely insane. Chris is coming in saying him and Barry are number one. Yeah. I mean, I would say Barry Sanders and Jim Brown would probably be the two that would hands down be like the biggest in the conversation. Absolute stud. I know that the NFL world is going to miss him. I frankly believe that there will never be another running back that even sniffs Jim Brown or Barry Sanders for overall production. I mean, guy is absolutely crazy when it comes into it. Oh, man, we're getting some questions in here, baby. Like I said, this is Bills Mafia Happy Hour. I'm going to be doing this Monday through Friday from here on out, guys. I'm doing this at 4:30 right now. It's, you know what? I feel like I'm just going to release a nice little graphic of my schedule, of Bills Mafia Happy Hour. I'm thinking 5:30 for the most part, 5:30 Monday through Thursday, and then Friday I'll do a 4:30 or something along those lines. We'll figure it out, but from now on, Bills Mafia Happy Hour, Monday through Friday at 5:30, 4:30 on Fridays. But whatever, I'm going to train you guys into knowing. This is a Bills Q&A segment. We talk about whatever the hell we want to, football, whatever. This is to the Bills fans. We got Anthony coming in. What's going on? How do you think the new offensive line is going to hold up this season? Man, I would say out of all groups on this team that make me nervous, I think the offensive line is the second one that makes me the most nervous. Running back is number one. I love the pickup with Damian Harris, but can he stay healthy? But that's not related to your question. Outside of Deion Dawkins, I mean, who on our team really is somebody that you look at and you're like, damn, that's a good offensive lineman. I feel like that our offensive line, our issues have been masked throughout the past couple of years because we have a mobile quarterback in Josh Allen, right? We don't understand how bad our offensive line is because we don't have a pocket passer that just sits in the pocket. With Josh Allen always being able to extend plays and move forward with that way, we don't know. But, I mean, outside of Deion Dawkins, who do we have? Mitch Morse, he was ranked 24th last year on PFF as a center. I'm very high on Osiris Torrance. I hope that he'll be able to at least help with that protection and get our running game up to par. But we're just going to have to see, man. We're going to have to see. They need to be coached up. We need damn Spencer Brown to finally take a step up. I mean, I really hope that last year was just an off year for him and he proves us wrong. But I'd say out of all concerns, I would say that offensive line is probably up there. Port Isabel is coming in saying, is Hopkins going to the Buffalo Bills? Nah, man, I feel like that ship has sailed. I have a feeling that he's going to be staying in Arizona, or he'll just sit out or something and he won't want to play. As long as he doesn't go to the Chiefs, I am content. I'm fine. Just stay away from the AFC. Definitely stay away from the AFC East. Although that I really wouldn't see any team that would want to have him from that point, but we will see what's going on. Mike Green was answering Anthony, and he said, if Torrance plays in the NFL like he did in college, he will be a beast. Never allowed a sack while in the SEC. Yeah. I think that the biggest thing with Torrance, one of the biggest reasons why I'm very high on him is that he started off in JUCO, a D2 school. I believe it was a school in I think it was Louisiana Lafayette. Let me know if I'm wrong. But he transferred that production from a D2 school to the SEC, still equally as efficient. So say that he can make a transition from a D2 and then go to the big leagues like the damn SEC and see virtually no change in his game or production. I have high confidence that he's going to be able to make a very similar transition into the NFL. He's a building. He's a massive human being. I'm really hoping that he can go on ahead and make sure that Josh Allen is protected as much as humanly possible, because these things are always good. Spin saying Mitch Morse. I mean, he's getting up there, man, and he's about a concussion away from having his career be over. He's regressed throughout the past couple of years. McGovern, I want to be high on him. I've watched a little bit of tape, but my buddy is a huge Cowboys fan, and he was when I mentioned his name, he was just yeah, he's going to piss you off. He said verbatim, he said that McGovern is going to piss us off. So hopefully he's wrong. We shall see. We have Mr. Diggs. What's going on, my friend? Don't you think Josh pulled Dalton E aside for some pass and catch time on a beach or farmland somewhere? Dalton says he plays golf. Josh had to invite his new tight end for some route running. You would assume so. And so you would assume so. I feel like Josh Allen is very good at welcoming new acquisitions. I mean, he did it with Stephon Diggs. He did it with some rookies a couple of years ago. There's no doubt in my mind that those two have ran a couple of routes just messing around. But like I said, Monday's a big day. It is the first day of OTAs where the entire team is there. So rookies, we'll see what's going on. I'm very excited to see who shows up. I'm very excited to read the headlines and read Twitter of everybody freaking out when Stephon Diggs does not show up to training camp, which he's not going to. Spoiler alert, he never does. Put me on record saying don't freak out when you see that Stephon Diggs is not at training camp, is not at OTAs. Excuse me, not training camp, but OTAs. Don't freak out. I feel like that man has never been at OTAs since he's been in Buffalo, maybe once. It's not a big deal. Is what it is. I can't wait to read all these tweets being like, oh, Diggs definitely wants out of Buffalo. He wants out of Buffalo. He never goes to OTAs. So don't. But I do want to see who does show up. to OTAs. That's one thing I think that I'm looking for the most on Monday is to see who is actually present during it. Seth Kaminsky comes in and says, what are your thoughts on Trey White? Do you think he'll get back to his all-pro form? So it's definitely interesting because a few weeks ago, I was talking to a buddy of mine that's a Dolphins fan, and he was trying to tell me that Trey White is never going to be the same. But if you look at Trey White's stats from last year, particularly in the tackling category, and even in overall sort of targets from a quarterback and coverage, he was on pace because he only played 6 games last year. He was on pace to meeting all of his numbers from previous years when he was healthy. So I'm not concerned about it. I still think that he was. It takes about a year and some change for a true ACL injury to like be back 100%. From what I saw from Trey White last year, like the very limited snaps that he got, I thought he did damn good. I really, really did. There wasn't many plays where I was like, oh, damn, Trey just got burned. Like Trey got destroyed. He's working his way back in there, man. And now he had a full off season to recover, hang out, nurse that knee, work out. He's going to have a full training camp. He's going to have a little bit of a preseason. And I have all the confidence in the world that this man's going to be lights out come week 1, week 2. I feel like ever since he went down with that ACL, like everyone just doesn't even mention him really anymore. It's really weird. It's Bills fans. It's the NFL. It's opposing fans. They just think that Trey White doesn't exist anymore. And everyone's going to be surprised what they see from that man coming into it. I mean, we'll see. D. Raleigh comes in and says, who do you think won't show up to OTAs? Stephon Diggs will not be there. I could almost guarantee you that. Who else wouldn't show up to OTAs? Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer are typically pretty good about showing up right to these like voluntary workouts. They're typically very good at showing up to these voluntary workouts. I feel like Diggs is going to be the only one that doesn't show up. I feel like Damian Harris and Latavius Murray 1,000% will, since they're like newbies on the team and they're fighting for a spot. Although that Damian Harris is almost a shoo-in to make this damn roster. Let's be honest with ourselves. I really can't think of anybody that wouldn't show up, like not like a significant name. Maybe Ed Oliver. And so I can see Ed Oliver not coming. I feel like everybody else, as far as significant names, I feel like that we're going to have a really good attendance. Of course, without that. So we have King Dante VFX saying, do you think Josh Allen will lead the NFL in interceptions? And do you think Justin Shorter will be a game 1 starter? All right. So a 2-part question right here. This is one thing I like sort of want to put out there and like let everybody know. Like Josh Allen's always going to be in the upper echelon of the league of interceptions. It's just how he plays the game, right? I think that you need to be able to pick and choose what you want, right? If you want less interceptions, then you're going to want Josh Allen to stop taking shots, right? Like stop taking shots, stop rolling the dice, which while rolling the dice does sometimes turn into interceptions, it also turns into big-time plays when we absolutely need it. Perfect example of Josh Allen rolling the dice was that game against the Lions last year. That throw right up the middle of the field, right to Stephon Diggs, that was rolling the dice. That was trusting your receiver to make a play. It could have very easily been intercepted. He's always going to be in that upper echelon. I'm not going to say that he's going to lead the league, but I want Josh Allen to take risks because that's what makes him so great, because he connects on those crazy plays. I'm hoping that these interceptions, and I'm hoping that our offense doesn't have to solely rely on Josh Allen to be the offense this year. I'm hoping that Damian Harris, maybe Latavius Murray, solve that issue, and especially Dalton Kincaid. I'm hoping that this Dalton Kincaid situation helps out as well. So high with it. Justin Shorter, man, he's been getting hyped up. He's been getting very, very hyped up so far. I'm a fan. Loved what he did in damn Florida. I'm just going to have to see how he does until in the preseason. But I love his size. I love his speed. I think that he might be a hidden gem. I really, really do. Okay, Mike Green says, Allen didn't even lead the league last year in interceptions. If the offense is better this year, then Allen won't have to play Superman. 110%. If you want less interceptions, don't rely on Josh Allen 87% of the time to be your entire offense, right? And plus, like, little does everybody else know, Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes basically had the exact same amount of interceptions as Josh Allen. Essentially the exact same. And then some people will try and say, oh, what about fumbles, Dan? What about fumbles? Josh Allen has more career rush attempts than both Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes combined. It's the game of probability. And I'm sorry, if you are scrambling as a quarterback in the NFL and you have 11 men that are literally built of 200 plus pounds of pure muscle, you might have butterfingers every now and again. It is what it is. I love the way that Josh Allen plays ball. I hope he never changes. However, I do think that with these additions in the run game and Dalton Kincaid, that he's not going to have to play Superman as often as he did last year. That's me. Diggs is a workout beast. He definitely is. And so also, what do you think of Dorian Williams, and how do you think we're going to fill that gap without Tremaine? Man, Anthony, I think that's a great question. I think the linebacker room is definitely a weakness. I mean, obviously, Matt Milano is one of the best at his position. As of right now, the number one linebacker on our depth chart is A.J. Klein, right? I'm not saying that he's going to survive training camp. I'm not saying that he is going to be on this team when it comes into it. I do know that Sean McDermott likes him for veteran leadership, etc. Behind him, you have Dotson. And so you have Dotson behind him, who I think might be able to fill the void a bit. And then Dorian Williams would be on the opposite side of that middle linebacker. Say, for example, that he is a starter. Now, I don't think that we're going to make any other additional moves. I think that if you want to be able to protect your linebackers, from any sort of stout run game, because as far as coverage is concerned, Matt Milano is one of the best in the game, and Dorian Williams was known for being a great pass coverage linebacker. Very, very good. The question is, will he stand his ground against some major running backs, right? I think with us picking up Poona Ford, who is a slept-on acquisition, he's essentially that true one tech that we needed. He's going to be able to stop the running backs in their tracks a lot better than what our defensive tackles did last year. So between Poona Ford, with Daquan Jones, Ed Oliver, a lot of those inside zone runs aren't going to be as effective as they were last year. And so against the Bills. So is there a weakness? Yes. Like, say, for example, you get an absolute stud of a running back that breaks the defensive line, that gets past Poona or Daquan Jones, Ed Oliver, whoever. Yeah, I definitely think that Dotson, I definitely think that Dorian Williams is going to struggle against that. But I feel like that we fixed one position group, and it's going to pay its dividends to the lack thereof that we have in the linebacker room. But outside of that, great secondary with Micah Hyde and Poyer are great tacklers. They're great tacklers. I feel like we'll be okay. Nick C is coming in saying our secondary is going to ball out with McDermott sending the heats. Man, I just want some organic pressure. And so I really want some organic pressure. That's all I need. I sound like a broken record just saying this, but I mean, Poona Ford was such a slept-on acquisition. How many blocks that man is going to be eating up is going to cause so many opportunities for pressure for the Buffalo Bills. When Von Miller gets back, that's going to be scary. I'm hoping Rousseau has a breakout season. I'm calling Rousseau has a breakout season this year. I'm feeling it in my loins. AJ Epinesa had a very quiet, successful season last year too. Poona Ford is going to open up a lot of opportunities to getting to the quarterback. 110%. The whole DB room will be there. Oh, yeah, dude, 110%. Going back right to that last question of some other players that might not be there, that are able to play, that are in playing shape, I could see Trey White not being there either, just because he's probably just like, you know what, man, I'm going to, sit back and wait until mandatory training camp right before I risk any sort of injury. He's ready to get into it. Justin Shorter will be used in the red zone probably. Tall guy, big target. He's pretty fast too. He's a vertical threat. Solid vertical threat. And so I can see him sharing snaps with Gabe Davis. We need Gabe Davis to damn step up this year, man. We really do. Those first 2 years were great. Last year was kind of a dud. We need him to step up. That's big. Sorry I'm late, bro. The greatest player to ever play for my team just passed away. Yeah, dude, I saw Jim Brown passed away. The greatest running back and to ever to play. absolute stud. He was a great man too. Huge activist within the community. Did a lot of great things charity-wise. Great guy. Very, very sad. But one thing that is nice is the fact that he did live a very full life. And may he rest in peace. Mike Green said, the year Gilmore won Defensive Player of the Year, White was better. He was the only cornerback that didn't give up a touchdown that year. And Trey White will be back to that form, I guarantee you. I'm skipping a lot of this. I'm skipping a lot of this chat real fast because we've had a lot of other people come in. And so, okay, thank you. And so another two. And do you hate that when Dorsey sees one bad run by the running backs, he abandons it, and then we just use Josh for the rest of the game? Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Last year, watching Dorsey's play calling, especially when it came to abandoning the run, was like watching like your 13-year-old cousin play Madden, right? Like he tries a couple of inside zone runs and then they fail. They get stuffed. And then afterwards, it's just straight Hail Marys from Josh Allen. Absolutely. Absolutely upsetting. I feel like he didn't have a lot of faith in the personnel. I feel like McDermott just never forgave James Cook, like after like that game 1 or game 2 when he fumbled. I mean, we didn't see that man in a huge capacity for another like 5 to 6 games afterwards. And then I think that he didn't necessarily trust Singletary either, which I feel like he should have. He was good for us, but I think this year we have the personnel. Right to where I think that he's going to be utilizing it a lot more, and he's not going to give up on it unless there's actually a reason to, right? And so if you're up 2 scores, in any damn game, don't abandon the fucking run. Stop throwing Hail Marys like downfield. Don't. If you are up by 2 scores, run the ball. Who gives a shit? These are NFL running backs. They are going to get 3 to 4 yards, okay? Especially Damian Harris and especially Latavius Murray, who I am jazzed about seeing. A higher percentage of quarterback injuries and fumbles happen in the pocket rather than scrambling. Kim Betts, what's going on? Do you think McDermott will be better than Frazier? Not just hope. It's hard to say. It's hard to say because last time, the only thing that we can go off of is when he was the defensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers, most recently that Super Bowl year in 2015, and then the few years afterwards. I'm pretty sure I did a video on it like a week or so ago. It's going to be tough to say because we haven't really seen him take that mantle of a play caller outside of, I think it was one single game. That game a couple of years ago where McDermott stripped play calling from Frazier. I'm pretty sure it was only one game. It was half of the Chargers game, I want to say, when I think it was when Peterman or something like that threw 5 interceptions against the Chargers. Then Tyrod ended up coming back in. And then I think McDermott called plays that next game, and then Frazier got it back. But it's going to be tough to say. I mean, I think one thing I will say is that I think that it's good to have new blood. I think that it's good to switch up the play calling philosophy. I feel like McDermott was involved a bit like into what Frazier was calling last year. I feel like every head coach is involved at least a little bit. There's flares of his style. I'm just hoping completely get rid of that raggedy zone. Get rid of that raggedy ass zone. If we're going up against a high-powered offense, I better not see my DBs lined up 7 yards off the line of scrimmage. I better not. Trust your guys. Play tight. Do what you got to do. And just trust your safeties to pick up the slack if necessary. That's all I'm saying. My biggest gripe with Leslie Frazier was how soft of zone, bend, don't break mentality. Fuck that. Ball hawk. That's what I want. Sauce Gardner. That's all I said. Let's see. Mike Green. McDermott doesn't like playing rookies compared to vets. Example, Dane Jackson starting over Elam, even when Jackson was being burned. I know he doesn't. I'm very upset about that. That's another thing. Look, here's one thing I will say. McDermott doesn't like rookies. He makes them earn their spot, right? To like get snaps. If you don't have Kincaid out there for 70% of the snaps minimum, I'm going to fucking flip out. I am going to flip out. McDermott, I know you hate rookies. And so I even know that Osiris Torrance is probably not even going to be out there that often, right? And so you'll probably try to baby him in there and just like make your quarterback run for his damn life. Because that's a good young man. He's been here for a while. He deserved it. No. I don't want the whole, he's a good young man. He deserves it. I want the best damn player out on that field starting for this team. Put your pride aside. Put your Disney Channel like ethics and morale aside and put the best damn players out there so we can win a damn Super Bowl. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. James Cook breakout year. James Cook breakout year, man. I hope so. I definitely hope so. My biggest complaint with James Cook last year was the fact that he, or rather Dorsey, didn't utilize his biggest strength, was his ability to be a threat in the passing game. Like, that's what he was at UGA. It's exactly what he was in UGA. He was their threat in the passing game. And we kept trying to make him like a true downhill running back, right? Like, he's not his brother. He's not Dalvin Cook. He has great hands, and he can make people miss. I really want him to be implemented in the passing game, like heavy next year. Now we have Damian Harris. He is a downhill back. So is Latavius Murray. I feel like if I had to guess like who's going to be RB1, who's going to lead the team in rushing yards this year, it's going to be Damian Harris, in my opinion. That's going to be me. So is it just me, or do you hate the last few games when all we did is just throw only Hail Marys the whole game and barely any runs? When we did run, we got like 10 yards a carry. Man, I feel like Dorsey like may have ran out of plays or something like that. And he was just like, you know what? And so I'm about to be flashy. And so we saw Brian Dable get paid for a head coach position. He was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just add this onto my resume and have Josh Allen throw for 6,000 yards these next 3 games combined or something absurd, right? Yeah, very, very frustrating, man. Very, very frustrating. Okay, we have Seth. Seth is saying that you have to throw Torrance in there when you can if he's truly the best player out there. Yeah, 110%. Like, don't get me wrong. I know that Bates is behind him on the depth chart right now, but I feel like you can move Bates over to left guard. Like, you 1010% can. I think he's better than McGovern. I think that if you move Bates over to left guard, you have Osiris at right guard, because that's all he played in college. That's all he played in college was right guard. And Bates has been known to move around quite a bit on the offensive line. So rather than making a rookie learn something new immediately, that's why Cody Ford got screwed up. That's exactly why Cody Ford got screwed up, because we had him playing outside of the position that he played in college. Don't do that to Osiris. Don't ruin him. Keep him there. It's just how it works out. Michael says Disney Channel ethics. Exactly. McDermott, put aside your damn Disney Channel ethics and morale, okay? Or your fucking Nickelodeon shit, all right? And start the best damn players that you can. Oh, we got a super chat. Thank you so much, man. I really, really appreciate that, dude. Helps out the channel a long way. As Bills fans, we have to start setting the bar each preseason. Not Super Bowl or bust, but how Bills Mafia is helping the Bills to get to the Super Bowl. The 2022 season was a roller coaster ride for everybody. Loud and proud. I know that all of us are going to be at each and every single game, regardless of the record. We're going to be cheering on our team to when that happens. Guys, I almost forgot to say, Richie sent me something the other day. He sent me a picture that I'm going to put on the screen for everybody to see. But first off, thank you so much. Holy hell, I probably should. No. Actually, this is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to YouTube, go to the AFC East Roundtable. I'm going to go to the AFC East Roundtable channel. I'm going to go to the community page. Go to my channel, AFC East Roundtable. And, oh, this is it, boy. Let me see. All right. So I'm about to share my screen right now. Get this? Ready? All right. Y'all. Okay. Big announcement. Huge announcement. Okay. Week one, the AFC East Roundtable is having its very first event, and it is about to be absolutely incredible. We are giving you tickets to Bills and Jets. We are renting out a place in a bar that's right by MetLife Stadium. It's going to be open bar for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, a bunch of food. You're going to be able to watch the AFC East Roundtable show live, and then a bunch of merch, special guests. It's going to be a great time. If you are interested in attending this, do us a favor and email us at afceastroundtable@gmail.com and tell us how many tickets you would be interested in once prices come out. We're still negotiating with the Jets right now for like these massive group tickets. We have like 60 people signed up already for people that are on the interest list and the waiting list. Vast majority of them are Jets fans. Okay, vast majority are Jets fans. So if you are planning on going to New York for week one against the Jets, Monday Night Football, hit us up. Come hang out. It's going to be an absolute blast. Party starts at like 1 p.m. Drinks will be flowing, free food, and you will be able to meet myself, TD, Master at Work, and Richie live show. Make it happen. Make it happen. Somebody just said $1,000. Done 716? Nah, brother. Yeah, what did he say? He said something about like $1,000. It's definitely not going to be $1,000. Definitely not that bad. I can promise you there. And so McDermott does play rookies if they play good, like Trey White, Edmonds, Tyler Bass, Dion Dawkins, Spencer Brown, Allen. But Allen started because Anderson got hurt. But still, if they perform and do well, absolutely. King. And so is it just me? But when did we not give Stephon Diggs any passes and we only ran it with Josh Allen and did not work? I hate it. All we do is use Josh Allen, no runs from the running back and no passes to Diggs. I feel like it's difficult for Diggs last season because Gabe Davis didn't live up to the hype of what he was supposed to be, right? Like Gabe Davis just didn't live up to what everybody hyped him up to. And then the rest of the NFL world and defenses realized that Gabe just simply was not a threat anymore. Like soon as when he became not a threat, Diggs was doubled, tripled half of the time. We didn't have a reliable slot. We didn't have a run game. So I think that was the big issue. And that's why we drafted Dalton Kincaid, because we needed a distraction. We needed something else that a secondary needed to worry about. I'm hoping that these small little tweaks in our offense is going to fix it, but I sincerely believe that it has. I am very confident about all of this. So open bar, what these tickets going to be like $1,000? Nah, dude, I am a damn master negotiator. Okay. Master negotiator. No. My guess, like between the tickets for like the actual game, open bar, whatever, like don't quote me on this, but like I'm guessing probably about like $275, $300. But like, I mean, it's going to give you like these tickets to the game, open bar, bunch of food, great deal, whatever. But send us an email, say that you are interested. We would love to hear from you. And I need more Bills fans there, for the love of God. Like, I mean, say that I get jumped, you know what I mean? And plus, I would love to meet you guys. If not, then I am actually thinking about doing an event in Buffalo as well this year. But stay tuned. Stay tuned on when that might be. And so I'm expecting you, and so to get on TD when we beat the Finns. Kim, let me tell you something about TD Finns talk, okay? So there's TD Sports Talk and there's TD Finns Talk, right? Like when he's on the AFC's roundtable, he is spewing that, like Tua is the best quarterback in the league. Follow TD on Twitter, okay? Follow TD on Twitter for me. Watch his streams individually. He does not feel that way. TD plays a character to rile up us, to rile up myself, Richie Tyson, Bills Mafia, Jets Nation, Pats Nation, whatever. He does it just to stir the pot a little bit. That's why people keep coming back. They say that views are tied to emotion. So if you love somebody, you're tuning in. If you hate somebody, you are tuning in. And TD has mastered that formula. He has mastered that formula. Okay. I am really interested. I'm a Bills fan. I can't go to New Jersey, but I am sorry, but go Bills. Hey, man, listen, worst case scenario, say that things change up. Let us know. I am planning on doing an event in Buffalo. My boy's a big Cowboys fan, so I'm thinking about doing it on the 17th of December, but no promises. I'll let you know what game. But for now, my focus is just hands down on this Monday Night Football event for Bills Jets on Monday. But seriously, say that you guys are interested. Send an email to AFC East Roundtable at gmail.com and let us know how many tickets you would want so we can further negotiate with the New York Jets ticket sales team. My boy! Yes, do an event in Buffalo. I'm hitting the Dolphins game. Austin, my dude, good to see you, man. Good to see you. It's been a while. Let me know next time you're down in my neck of the woods. We got to go golfing. We got to hit the beach. You already know what this is. Done, 716. I'll be at the one in Buffalo if you do it here this year. Didn't get a chance to catch up with you at the Miami game this past season because I got there halfway through the first quarter. Not a big deal, man. It was cool. Really, I just ended up doing a tailgate with the family, walked around, met a couple of people. It was low-key. There wasn't an official event last year, but yeah, we're going to have one this year. Exclusively for this. Maybe I'll be able to get the AFC East Roundtable to come too. Ideally, I would like to have Richie there with me too, so we could like sort of do a show like at Big Tree or something like that. I feel like that'd be pretty sick, but we'll see. Spin saying, Dan, what are you betting Richie on the game? Haven't really thought about that yet. I don't want to make him wear like a Bills jersey walking out of the game either because I don't know. It's New York, right? And like I'm not sure if like I would want to do that for his brand. I got to figure out what I would make him do. I feel like Richie and I do need to have like some sort of like bet on this game. I don't want to see another AFC East player rankings where you don't have a Bills player in the top 2. Oh, man. Listen, I try to be as objective as possible. I mean, you did see me rank Josh Allen number 1 in the division, but like that's facts. And so for those of you who don't know, I am a co-host of the show called the AFC East Roundtable. And we've been doing this pre-recorded series where we've been ranking like all of the AFC East position groups. And there's been a couple where like I've had Bills players low. Like number 1 was like running back. Like, yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, like we don't have a running game. You know what I mean? But we'll see what's going on. And yes. And so an event in Buffalo would be awesome. Yeah, man, most definitely. Like I said, my like focus right now, dude, there's so much that goes into these things. I had no idea how much it was. Like we've had to have like hour-long conversations with this bar owner. We've had to have hour conversations with like the Jets ticket salesman and everything. Logistics, making sure we get guests. It's been a ride. But once this is all said and done, I'm going to play it out. And I do plan on having a Bills Mafia event somewhere in Buffalo this year because I'm going to 2 home games this year. So we will make that work. Seth saying, please come to Highmark and come tailgate with the Mafia, baby. I'm up there at least 2 times every single year. I was born in Buffalo. I was born in South Buffalo, Mercy Hospital. I lived in Hamburg until I was 13 years old. And then my dad just didn't want to shovel driveways anymore. So he moved me down to Charleston, South Carolina when I was 13. And I have, haven't left South Carolina since. And now I'm in Myrtle Beach, the dirty Myrtle, baby. All right, let's see. Mr. Diggs. Wait, Dan, you'll be in New Jersey for 9/11 game versus the Jets? Yes, my friend. Not only me, Richie, TD, Tyson from Master at Work. We're doing an AFC East Roundtable event, my friend. Events. And don't make me pull this up again. I'm going to pull it up again since Mr. Diggs is interesting about New Jersey. He's asking about New Jersey right here. So let's go ahead and hit this up, this community. Okay. All right, right here. Just in case. And then, guys, after this, I promise you I'm done promoting it. But, I mean, I'm excited. I know everyone's excited about this, but let's knock it out. Okay, here it is. AFC East Roundtable event, week 1. You were getting a ticket to the Bills and Jets game, Monday Night Football. There's going to be a tailgate party at a bar where we have an entire section roped off for us, open bar for a couple of hours. Food is provided, and you're going to literally see us in a professionally produced live show. Like, think about like College Game Day. Think about like whatever. It's going to be like a giant table, all four of us sitting there doing a show right before the game. If you want, say that you're interested. We're still waiting on final prices from the Jets ticketing office. Send us an email at afceastroundtable@gmail.com so we know exactly roughly how many tickets we need to buy because we're buying these up front. So send us an email. Let us know how many you would be interested in. Be like, hey, guys, what's going on? I would be interested in buying 3 tickets, 5 tickets, 8. Who knows? Send us an email. Let us know your name, and we will go from there. Really hoping to see all you guys out there, man, because like I said, there's been a lot of Jets fans that have like downed in that, but I mean, we'll see. Hell yeah. And so hit the links. And so the rents are going down this next week and debating on going, haven't decided yet. Oh, shoot me a text about that. Don't. You'll thank me. Yeah. Shoot me a text. And so the traffic's about to be really bad. You playing fantasy this year? 1,000% I'm playing fantasy this year, man. I feel like I got too cocky because 4 years ago, I started my streak of winning 3 fantasy like leagues in a row. Past 2 years, man, I've just been ass. I've been drafting very, very bad. I feel like I might even do a fantasy league for this channel, to be honest with you. I might even do a fantasy league for the AFC East Roundtable too. I think that would be pretty interesting. But yeah, man, for sure. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I'm one of those dudes that has already started doing mock drafts for fantasy football. Yeah. I'm a geek. And so if you go to Dallas, you should hawk up with Rev. 1,000%. All right. The flyby for 9/11 season opener game will be huge. I know. Joey Sands says, Uncle Danny, what's up, brother? How's the good life, man? Okay. So if the Bills beat the Jets, Richie has to drop all the Jets players from his fantasy. Oh, my God, that is hysterical. That is very funny. I'm going to text him that. Hold on. Where's this guy? Hold on. Boom, baby. That's hysterical. And so if anybody else can think of a punishment for Richie if the Bills beat the Jets week 1, please sound off in the comments. In fact, it's funny because, like, I mean, I always like try thinking of, sometimes I read of some of the most hysterical punishments for somebody that finishes last right in their fantasy football league. There's always really embarrassing punishments. I can't think of it particularly, but some of them are funny. Like, one person I saw like had to dress in like a hot dog suit or something like that and like stand in the corner for 12 hours. Somebody had to upload a video to Pornhub. And so nothing crazy, like just them like belly dancing in the mirror or something like that. I don't know, something hysterical. So we'll think of something just to punish the boys that come in. Hey, Dan. King says, hey, Dan. And so I'm going to make a fantasy football league right now. Do you want to join? Yeah, man. Shoot me a DM on Twitter or shoot me a DM on Instagram. Yeah, I'd be interested. And so I love a good fantasy league. Nothing wrong with that. And so other people in the chat can join. Love that, baby. Let's make that happen. Done 716. So when are you hiring for extra help to help with shows? Soon, actually. Not so much for my channel, but like for the AFC East Roundtable, we're actually very serious about getting some additional help. I mean, say for example, like, and so you're interested like in anything, like we haven't really discussed what roles that we would be looking for. I think production would be pretty big. So if you know anybody that's like a master at OBS, if you know anybody that's like really good at like running a Twitter account, like we would be interested in finding somebody that like would legitimately break NFL news. Like once you saw like Schaefer break news on ESPN, like somebody would literally like tweet out the same thing, like obviously paraphrase like 4 or 5 seconds later and like be that person. That would be interesting. But we still need to discuss budget. So if we're hiring like anything for AFC East Roundtable, I'll definitely let you know. As far as me right now, man, I think I'm good for now. If anything, and so I'm looking for like a personal assistant, but other than that, I feel like I have editing myself. Like I love like editing my own stuff. I've always felt weird about passing my stuff on to somebody else to edit because I'm sort of like a perfectionist when it comes to that kind of thing, and I'm afraid that I'd be like way too meticulous. But I don't know. Seth is coming in and saying, make Richie wear a Josh Allen jersey to a Jets game if the Bills win. Yo, that's it. Okay, so if we win, then I am gonna make Richie come to Buffalo for Bills Jets 2, and he has to wear a Josh Allen jersey. That would be it. But then on the opposite side of the spectrum, I would probably need to go to New York and wear like a fucking Aaron Rodgers jersey for Bills Jets 2. Funny. Go Buffalo. Bills, let's go 2023 season. Go Bills #1. Absolutely, bro. That's all it is. Okay, so we have Michael is saying, my buddy had to wear a Princess Peach costume to a Browns game for coming in last. Also, he had to pay for all of our drinks. That is funny. That is funny. That is very funny. Okay, beautiful. Well, when you get ready to do all that, let me know. Yeah, man, for sure. For sure. We will let you know of anything that when it comes down into it. Definitely a cool situation. Mike Green says, I'm 3 hours away. I'm down with helping out. Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Like, I mean, worst case scenario, man. Like, I mean, like, we would just love to have you. And guys, like, don't think that like you just need to go to the game either. Like that game package is going to be a bit more expensive because like we need to like see something out of it. But we're also selling like tailgate party exclusive tickets as well. So if like you guys just want to come hang out and just tailgate with us, you're more than welcome to do that. You're more than welcome to do that. D Raleigh is saying Bills Bucks tickets are super cheap. Just got 2 row 1 for $215. Are you in the corner of the end zone? Where are you, row 1? Like lower level 2 I'm talking about? That's sick. Yeah, Bills Bucks would be good. Like, and so I mean, I feel like that would be an easy dub. But last time I like secured an easy dub, it was 2 years ago. It was my dad's birthday. And I was like, Dad, let's go down to Jacksonville and watch the Bills beat the brakes off of the Jags. What happened there? But then last year when I ended up going over to Miami, and so last year when I went back to Buffalo against the Dolphins, we won. So #1 seed this year, Seth is calling it. Shit. So Michael's coming in saying, real talk with the Bills having trouble at guard. What are your thoughts on watching Wyatt Teller become an all-pro? I am so angry. I loved Wyatt Teller. I saw the potential in that man, and to see him become an all-pro, I'm happy for the guy. I really am. He was like a 5th-round pick. Looking back, I'm trying to think of who we ended up getting. Who did the Bills get for Wyatt Teller? Let me see. The Bills previously acquired the pick used to select Teller in a trade that sent Marcel Darius. Okay, that was how we got Teller. So we traded Marcel to Jacksonville. We got Teller because of it. Browns received, and the Bills received a 2025th and a 2026th. Who do we even draft? Where the Bills front office went wrong. If anybody in the chat knows who was replaced or what it turned into from sending off Wyatt Teller, we got somebody. So the Buffalo Bills general manager, Brandon Beane, was certainly done an excellent job. Some of his more notable moves, blah, 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 blah. I'm not even sure who translated from that pick, but still. Oh my God, I would love Teller on this damn team, man. He was an absolute stud. My dad loved him too. Like, as soon as we drafted him, he was telling me from the beginning, he was like, that guy's going to be something. And I was like, yeah, right, Dad. He's a damn fifth rounder. He's a sixth rounder. He's not going to do anything. Let's be real. But at the end of the day, he was. Oh, yeah. So with Corey, the creator said we got Diggs with one of those picks. So one of them. So half of Diggs for Wyatt Teller. Yeah, most definitely. I would take that. But I mean, it's still, man, just to think if we still had Wyatt Teller on this team. We got Tyler Bass. I love Bass-O-Matic, but some combo of Fromm, Bass, and Hodgins. It's just how the world works these days, ain't it, boys? It's how the world works. It's how the world works these days, man. Damn. Well, hey guys, definitely appreciate you tuning into Bills Mafia Happy Hour. Like I said, I do have an NFL show Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. EST. From now on, I am going to do a Bills Mafia Happy Hour. That doesn't mean it's only Bills fans. Literally anybody can join. It's going to be a Q&A sort of thing. Like, we rattle off Bills topics, rattle off that. So make sure you mark your calendars. I will be live every single Monday through Friday at Monday through Thursday at 5:30, and then Friday at 4:30 p.m. EST for Bills Mafia Happy Hour. So mark your calendars. Make sure your notifications are up, ready to go. And I will see you next week. And do be on the lookout for a couple of pre-recorded videos that will drop sometime this weekend too. Thank you. I'm going to go have a beer with my dad, grab a bite to eat, and enjoy the weekend. Go Bills, and looking forward to talking OTAs with y'all next week. Doses.